very pleased to have in the studio with me right now, Sergeant Winston. Is it Fiore? Is that right?
Fiore.
Fiore.
What I say.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think
get that E off the end of it.
Technically it is Fiore.
But it's Fiore.
I say
Fiore. Fiore. Okay.
Yeah.
Winston, you are, first of all, you're a sergeant in the Marines, obviously, because you're sitting there with the shirt
with the
on.
T-shirt, yes, exactly.
It says Marines. And you're on an interesting journey, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, here in September, in less than a month, I can't believe it, I'll have my feet on the ground in Southeast Asia, and I'll be embarking on a 5,000-mile year-long hike through the region, through 8 different countries in Southeast Asia, to raise money for the International Children's Surgical Foundation, which is a charity that provides free cleft palate repair in the developing world. So,
all right. So you're going to go to Southeast Asia to do this 5,000-mile hike,
right? To
raise money over there.
That's the thing. As kind of a preface to that, and to build some momentum and get the word out and raise some funds and awareness, I had the idea to do this 5,000-mile motorcycle ride before the 5,000-mile walk, which kicked off in early July. Started riding in Los Angeles, made it all the way down to Miami, and then here I am in Colombia.
Okay. So are you raising money along the way here too?
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, I hope it's not the case, but most likely I probably will have raised more money, here in the States on my motorcycle ride than I will in Southeast Asia. Maybe not. Hopefully not. But the way I've been raising money so far is just giving presentations at Rotary clubs. I spoke at my 40th club in Charleston a couple days ago, and Rotary's just been absolutely paramount in my fundraising efforts. And yeah. All
right. So how did this get started? I mean, as well, woke up one morning and said, "Hey, I got a bike. What do I do?" How did you pick cleft palate as your cause?
Well, it actually started years ago in 2007. I deployed to Senegal, Africa, with 2nd Battalion, 25th Marines. And we were going there to train for a few weeks alongside the Senegalese commandos. And it was my first time in Africa, in that part of the world, and in a developing country.
Hold on. Senegalese commandos.
Senegalese commandos,
okay.
Yeah.
Help me understand what it is they're doing.
Well, I mean, it's just their military, their ground troops.
Okay.
So it's kind of...
so it's their army or their...
Yeah, exactly. Their army.
So when you say commandos, we all think, something else is going on here.
No. Yeah, it was called Shared Accord was the name of the operation. It was just, an effort to kind of... they're our allies, so to kind of build relations with them and continue those relations. So I think it is, once a year or every once in a while, we'll go and train with them. And it was a great time. And I really, coming from a middle-class American household, just witnessing all those local customs in that part of the world that I'd never seen before really made me realize how little of the world I'd seen and how much more of it I wanted to see. And so I decided then and there that I would dedicate 1 year to traveling a part of the world I hadn't been to. But at the same time, a lot of the poverty that I saw there was a huge eye-opener. And so I just said that if I was going to spend a year walking, that I could tie in a good cause, specifically something that would help out in the developing world. So got back, started doing some research, and clefts are just one of those things I hadn't heard of. But it's one of those things that hit really hard in the developing world. So,
all right. So then how did you pick Asia?
I picked Southeast Asia because it's one of the regions of the world that has a very high birth rates of cleft occurrences. For whatever reason, there are more kids in Southeast Asia that are born with clefts than a lot of other places in the world.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. So after you're almost done with your 5,000-mile motorcycle ride,
yeah,
and you're going to leave here and go down through Atlanta, and then where?
Here Atlanta, Birmingham, Nashville, and then I'll conclude the motorcycle ride in my hometown of Bloomington, Indiana. Okay. I'll be showing up there September 13th. Spend a couple days back home, and then swing by Midland, Texas, believe it or not, for a couple of days of last-minute fundraising. The people of Midland were very supportive and convinced me to return there for a couple of days, and then from there I'll head to Singapore. So.
Okay. And from Singapore, where do you go?
Singapore, I'm going to spend a week in Singapore getting all my visas, with the exception of my China visa, which I will get at the consulate in Houston. So hopefully I won't get held up in Singapore for more than a week with all the visa stuff. And then I'll start heading north through the rest of Malaysia, Thailand, crossing Laos, Vietnam, Southeast China, and then back down through Taiwan, Philippines, Malaysia again until I return to Singapore, hopefully no more than 11 months later.
Wow. And all that on foot?
All of that will be on foot, yeah.
Why don't you take your motorcycle?
Yeah, right? Maybe I could get it across, like ride it across the bridge or something.
Or just buy one when you get over there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so how hard is this going to be? I mean, you've never done this.
No, I've never been to Southeast Asia before.
All right, so you don't. Does anybody advise you of how difficult this is going to be, walking between country to country to country?
Yeah, it is a little trickier as far as visa requirements go.
Yeah.
It's like a couple of these countries, you can get on arrival visas, which are available at major international airports. But as far as crossing the borders, it's not something that's available. So you have to get those ahead of time, which is what I'll do in Singapore. But other than that, as far as the physical rigor of doing something like this, I have done a couple preparation hikes to get ready for it. So in 2008, I walked from Madrid to Barcelona, Spain, which was about 480 miles. And then in 2009, I walked from Santiago, Chile to Luyaba, Argentina, which was a 540-mile walk. So I've got some long distance experience.
Okay, so what do you have to take on a walking 5,000-mile walking trip?
Well, luckily, and that's why I'm glad that I've got these hikes under my belt, because it really I really learned a lot about what was unnecessary to take and what I could shed, and then what I definitely needed. So my current rig is bare bones. So I bring with me a self-standing tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, water filtration, 4 liters of water and a Camelback. I got 3 pairs of socks. Let's see, some electronics, Cliff Bars, a poncho that fits over the entire rig and protects me from the rain. And I think that's the meat and potatoes of it right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the weather going to be? Well, you're going to be there all year, so are you planning for extremes in weather or what?
Not extremes as far as cold extremes. It's still, very close to the equator, and I shouldn't experience anything cooler than, 50s, and even then it'd probably be limited to nighttime only. So there'll be some hot extremes, to say the least, which will be interesting.
All right, so, and no foreign language that you're going to run into?
No, I don't speak any Southeast Asian languages. From what I understand, a lot of these countries speak English in a lot of parts, and so between that and sign language, just try to wing it.
You've seen these TV commercials. I don't know, you've been on the road, you haven't seen them. They got these TV commercials where they got this kid, he's in another country, and he says, my grandfather grew up here, and he let somebody else listen. They translate it into the foreign language.
Oh, the cell phone?
Well, I don't know what it is. A cell phone or something. I don't know, whatever it is.
It was a gadget?
Yeah, it's a gadget.
Yeah, well, there are cell phone apps that allow you to do that. The problem is they only work online. So there are still no offline apps that'll do that from what I've been able to tell from my research. And so, having internet access on my phone is going to be a little tricky, because it's a newer phone, and so I can't put a local SIM card until November when the unlock code is released, and yada yada yada. So I'll be without cell phone internet.
Also, power. You're not going to have.
Well, yeah, power. As far as my my cell phone, I do keep an external battery, which you can see here actually,
right,
which charges my cell phone up to 6 times, so it should hold me over until I can rest my head somewhere where I can charge my electronics overnight.
And what do you anticipate as far as resting your head? I mean, you anticipate just simply walking off the road and setting up a tent, or?
That's exactly what I do. Yeah. Although don't tell China that.
Oh, they don't allow that?
No. It's in South America and in Spain. Basically when the sun starts to go down, I just find a bush or something to kind of lay low for the night, and then once I'm in more urban settings, there's a website that's been a great resource, couchsurfing.org, which is just a network of people who help out travelers. And in fact, I've been couch surfing since I left Los Angeles in July and haven't paid for any lodging. It's been great.
How about that?
Yeah.
Fascinating
People
stuff.
helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations on this. And when you're done, and assuming that you have made, what's your goal money-wise?
$25,000. One surgery averages about $240, $250. So $25K is 100 kids. Nice round number.
And then how are you going to distribute this for surgery?
Oh, actually, the donations go directly to the charity that I'm fundraising for. So, in fact, for anyone who's interested, if you log on to smiletrek.org and click that donate button, you'll simply be rerouted to the charity's donation page. Yeah. So, because I had an awesome web programmer who built my site, he was able to get me automated notifications whenever somebody does that through the site so that I can then credit my sponsors and donors.
Pretty neat. And of course, you came up with the Smile Trek.
SmileTrek.org. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a catchy name.
It is a catchy name. All right. Family going to miss you?
I think the family is used to my endless
vagabond
adventures.
lifestyle?
Yeah, at this point. So, people ask me that, and it's like I tell myself that they're immune. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they worry from time to time
about you. Oh, and as far as keeping track of your phone, should be work. So you get the internet access.
Yeah, as far as keeping track, I've got a whole host of interactive maps on the website, and one of them tracks my progress. So through a Google app, My Tracks, I'm able to record my path through GPS, and then I have to upload it online. So I'll need to be somewhere where there's internet for me to upload my progress. It won't be automatic.
So it won't be somebody. Your GPS is gonna. Somebody can't just click on your website and find you.
Not where I am. Yeah, it'll be like hopefully I'll be able to upload the map layers every week or 2 weeks. I don't expect to go for more than a week or so without internet access.
And how are you? I know obviously you're getting around here in the States. You can send out a press release. You can contact people. Are you going to try to do that over there?
Yeah, it'd be nice if I had a Smile Trek team.
That's right. That's right.
That'd be great. But no, it's in a lot of ways I've been a one-man show when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So, as best I can, I'm gonna Rotary is actually really big in Southeast Asia, and from what I understand, a lot of the Rotary clubs in these countries I'm going through are expats. So as far as stopping by there and giving a presentation in English, it wouldn't be a problem. So hopefully I can continue to present at Rotary clubs and then do some media outreach as well.
But you're not going to be able to reach those Rotary clubs beforehand.
I mean, I could. It's just a matter of not all clubs have websites, and then not all the clubs that do have websites over there are in English. So it's the actual clubs I'd be able to reach out to would be pretty small probably. But no, through email and stuff, I should be able to coordinate.
All right. Well, more power to you, man. This is a big adventure.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
looking forward to it.
We wish you best of luck again. Go to SmileTrek.org.
That's correct.
And you can donate right now to Winston Feuer's effort to raise money for children in developing countries that have born with cleft palates. We used to always call them cleft palates. Maybe they just shortened to clefts.
Well, yeah, because there's a cleft lip and then there's cleft palates.
I gotcha.
So I just kind of say cleft for both.
It could be either one.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
All right. And it certainly is a worthy cause. Congratulations. Hope you stay safe and get back to the States in about a year and a couple months?
Yeah, I should. Well, no, hopefully I'll be back by August.
Of next year.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully I'll be back by August, so 11 months. It's a little ambitious, but it should be doable.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll keep you posted.
Great luck.
Thanks, Frank.
That is wonderful.